MI had a lot of success with the A series that provide stock Android experience. First came the Mi A1, the first entry in the series. Then came the Mi A2, which at that time had great cameras for the price. And believe me, I have used both the phones and I was thoroughly impressed by them. Keeping my past experiences with the Mi A series in mind, I had a lot of expectations from the Mi A3. It is in fact a device targeted at the budget segment. I have been using this device for 2 weeks now, and honestly it seems good and has in fact left an impression on me. But with the plethora of devices available in the budget segment, it made me wonder whether this device has enough in it to make the cut and stand atop as the clear winner of the budget segment. So let's find what this device holds in today's review of the Xiaomi Mi A3. In terms of its design, the Mi A3 does bring in a lot of improvement as compared to its predecessor. It has a metal plus glass design with both the front and the back protected by Gorilla Glass 5. The use of this combination does in fact make this device seem like a premium offering. The one that I used is not just blue but seems like a clear inspiration from the Pixel series, and to be honest, my initial impression was, gosh, this device feels cheap. The design pattern changes with respect to light, and despite not having a plastic back, the changes in the design gradient did make me feel so. However, once I got used to it, contrary to my initial judgment, I did feel like the design is quite mesmerizing. I felt like this design, at the very least, is what separates the Mi A3 from the others and makes it stand out. So be careful guys, first impression is not the last impression. Moving on, the device has just the right curves around the edges, which makes holding the device very comfortable. The display is surrounded by thin bezels all around except the chin, which to me seemed a bit bigger. And with the craze of all-screen phones these days, I do feel that the chin bezel could have been reduced down a notch. Sticking to the subject of the notch, Mi A3 does have a water drop notch to house the front camera. On the bottom, there's a single speaker rim right next to the USB-C port. The grill is divided on either side of the ports, however, the one on the left, it seems to purely exist for the purpose of making it look symmetrical. Despite only having a single speaker, you won't have to worry about the sound being drowned down as they are sufficiently loud and the audio quality is also pretty good. Furthermore, not to forget, a 3.5mm headphone jack makes its comeback in the series. Obviously, there's a divided opinion about headphone jacks as many of you are venturing towards wireless earbuds and all, but wired headphones have their own separate fan base. I am one of them, and the inclusion of a 3.5mm headphone jack is a welcome addition. As far as the display is concerned, the Mi A3 uses a 6.08-inch Super AMOLED display. Considering the price, Super AMOLED display does sound as a really good offering. However, the screen resolution is just 720p, so you might notice multiple instances of pixelation, and to add to that, the sunlight visibility is average at best. The struggle to make out what the screen is showing is real. Now you get the Redmi Note 7 Pro for just around the same price, and even though it does not offer a Super AMOLED display, it does offer a Full HD resolution, and as a matter of fact, most of the mid-range phones offer Full HD resolution, so the trade-off between a Super AMOLED display and a 720p resolution did not really sit well with me. Furthermore, as the current trend goes for devices featuring an AMOLED screen, there in fact is an in-display fingerprint sensor on the Mi A3. However, it is not up to the standard. It feels painfully slow. So in that regard, I consider the use of an AMOLED display on this device pretty much useless. It may give a premium feel to the device, but considering the screen resolution and an abysmal in-display fingerprint sensor, I think it would have been better if the company had decided to go with an LCD screen instead. People these days are certainly concerned about the quality of snaps their devices can take rather than other features, and this action is actually quite justified. After all, smartphone cameras are slowly replacing digital cameras, and it's obvious for people to judge the quality of their phone based on their camera performance. And the Mi A3, for what it costs, does provide quality photos. Mind you, the photos are not exactly mind-blowing, but it does provide Instagram-ready pictures. The rear camera has a triple camera setup with a primary lens of 48 megapixel, an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle lens and a 2 megapixel depth sensor. The images shot by the rear camera does not necessarily provide natural looking photos, however, its viewing experience is actually enjoyable. And that's because the camera, it seems, emphasizes a lot on certain colors in an image. Furthermore, its camera does capture a range of colors and lighting pretty well and is able to produce good quality image. The enjoyable viewing experience of the photos can be further complemented to the device's display, which is a Super AMOLED panel. I took some images with the Mi A3 and the Note 7 Pro, and despite them having the same camera sensor, the photos in the Mi A3 seemed more pleasing to the eyes. However, I think the most of the difference in the quality was there due to the different display panels that the phones have. Isn't it obvious that the photos viewed from an AMOLED screen will look better than the photos viewed on an LCD screen? So, to better compare the photos, I uploaded them on my laptop and surprise surprise, the Note 7 Pro had better quality in the images. The photos from the Note 7 Pro captured light much better. Its brightness level was great and overall I felt that the images resembled the actual scenario. In comparison, the ones captured from the Mi A3 came out darker. You can see from these images that even when captured in the same lighting conditions, the photos from the Note 7 Pro look much brighter and the ones from the Mi A3 appear duskier. The background also looks much better, lighter and overall good on the one captured from the Note 7 Pro. However, while comparing the portraits from the rear camera, I felt that the Note 7 Pro provided a much better portrait photo with good edge detection and blurring effects. The added wide-angle lens on the Mi A3 is also decent for capturing more when you need it. This lens is not there on the Note 7 Pro, so no comparison between them here. But generally speaking, the wide-angle lens is pretty much good at what it does. You can switch into 48 megapixel mode to make the full utilization of its primary lens. However, I did not find myself using it so often as its normal camera mode in fact did a pretty great job in itself, and using the 48 megapixel camera did nothing but take up more memory space. The phone, however, does struggle to take low-light images. Comparing the low-light samples from both the Mi A3 and the Note 7 Pro, I found neither of them being able to capture a good quality image. Now turn for the 32 megapixel selfie shooter housed in the water drop notch up front. The camera produces fine results, ones that will certainly make you feel good. As with the rear camera, the selfies too give out similar results. They seem brighter than the one on the Note 7 Pro and seem livelier. So the selfies captured on the Note 7 Pro would be my choice if I had to give out one showing a much natural looking image. There aren't added beautifying features in the Mi A3, however there's an AI camera mode similar to that of the Note 7 Pro. The AI camera provides better image algorithms for capturing photos. Mi A3's performance is as one would expect from a mid-range smartphone. Smooth transitions as well as running of apps and no bloatware. The Snapdragon 665 chipset used in this device works fine for day-to-day use. Normal users who simply use their smartphones to browse the internet, watch videos and send emails will be pleased by the device's performance. Though one area to complain for them would be in the camera app, that's because the response time while switching between different photo modes is actually quite high. So if you are in a hurry and want to take a picture quickly, the Mi A3 might just betray you there. But for PUBG players, the thing to keep in mind here is that Mi A3's display constraints won't allow you to switch your graphic settings above balance, nor will you be able to increase the frame rates above the medium settings. That's the maximum combination of display settings you can play PUBG on the Mi A3, and it all comes down to the HD display and the capacity of the chipset. So performance-wise, as far as playing PUBG is concerned, I'd have to give it to the Note 7 Pro. It allows you to change the display setting to HD with the frame rate set at high level. Regardless of that, if you are content with a minimum display setting while playing games such as PUBG and Asphalt 9, Mi A3 will work out just as fine, and I'm certain with a stable connectivity, you will not feel any lags while playing games. Moving towards the battery life, the 4030 mAh battery on the Xiaomi Mi A3 does offer good battery life if you just surf the internet and do not engage in heavy gaming. However, I did not find the standby battery time of the Mi A3 to be very good as many out there claim. I had mine charged up to 100% and then I went to sleep, and when I woke up the next morning it had come down to 93%. That is not so good, is it? However, the upside is that the device does support 18-watt charging, and thus even if you drain the battery completely, the charging of the phone should not take much time. But again, it is something that you'll have to buy separately as you only get a 10-watt brick in the box. Now to the device's prime feature, the Android One software. Its use does mean that the device is free of bloatware, has faster updates and longer supports. However, the absence of custom apps might be an issue for some users. But a clean smartphone using experience that's almost similar to the Pixel was something that left me smitten. So did the Xiaomi Mi A3 meet my expectations? Yes, to some level it did. It has a Super AMOLED screen, it has a triple camera array, and a stock Android experience. But is it enough for me to woo for the smartphone? I would if the company had provided a full HD resolution or at least priced the phone a couple of thousands less. So as I mentioned earlier, the 25,000 price category is pretty sensitive considering smartphones. And on the other hand, there is the Note 7 Pro that comes with Snapdragon 675 and a full HD display. So for me, the Note 7 Pro is the clear winner when it comes to this price segment, even though it does not have a Super AMOLED display or a wide-angle lens. Having said that, for those of you who are not bugged by the HD screen and want a stock Android experience without having to pay the Pixel price, I do recommend you to try the Xiaomi Mi A3. Trust me, it's not going to disappoint you. So that was all for our review of the Xiaomi Mi A3. Tell us what you think about the device in the comment section below. Till then, I'm Pratima Adhikari and thank you for watching.